गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। शुभोदयं अंदरिकी नमस्कारमुलु। This is the 3 months course on Sanatana Dharma being conducted by VSS, Veda Samskruti Samiti, in association with VYV, Vishwa Yoga Vidyapeeth. And this is a 3 months course started on 2nd October, and it will continue till December 29th. And we have covered so far 39 webinars and covered various topics on Sanatana Dharma. Started with Vedas, Vedangas, Dharma Shastras, Upanishads, Darshanams, Vimana Shastra. Then we have some topics like Panchangam, Ayurvedam, then Vedic mathematics, and we had a series of lectures on Shodasa Samskaramuలు. Then we have just finished with the traditional values and Sanatana Dharma in Mahabharata by Dr. K. Nagaraja Rao garu. And today, and we have another distinguished speaker, Dr. Padmanabha Rao garu, who will be covering the traditional values and Sanatana Dharma in Ramayana. So we will introduce him to you after Prarthana, Vande Mataram and Prarthana. I request Prakash garu to sing Vande Mataram. Request all of you to stand up and sing along with him.
Om Sri Mahaganadipataye Namaha. Om Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam Malayaj Sitalam Satyasyaamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala sovinim suhasinim sumadura bhashinim sukadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram Vande Mataram. Dhanyavadam, sir.
Vande Mataram. Dhanyavadamalandi, Prakash garu. Or now I request Anantan.
Dhanyavadal, sir.
I request Anantan garu to chant Prarthana for all of us.
1 minute meditation. Hari Om. Let us close our eyes. Total concentration on breath. Without any interference. Auto suggestion to mind not to entertain any other thought for another 1.5 hours other than the class. Om. Om. Om Gananantva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु। वाग्देव्यै नमः। गुरुरेव गतिर्गुरुमेव भजे गुरुणैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे। न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
ధన్యవాదः Ananta garu. Now let us request Lalita ji to introduce the speaker to all of you.
सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। अनंत पद्मनाभन राव महोदय नमस्कारः, प्रणामास. Now I would like to introduce our honorable speaker to our entire class. It is Dr. R. Ananta Padmanabha Rao garu, who is our speaker for the day. He has completed his MA and PhD. He is a retired additional director of Akashvani, Doordarshan, Delhi. And also he is a Kendra Sahitya Academy award has been conferred upon him. And almost he has with an administrative experience of more than 50 years. And also as an academician, he has been involved with many institutions, even up to now also. It's in Telugu, English, and so many languages. He has authored nearly 125 books, of which 25 books has been on the spiritual front. So like this, constantly, vigorously, even to this day, sir has been very active in the spiritual circle and also in many other activities. And from 2011 onwards, he has been involved with many study circles also in as a visiting faculty. And then for the past 3 decades, he's been with the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, Bhadrachalam, Sri Shailam Devasthanams. And also he's been a live commentator for Kalyanotsavas and Akashvani, Doordarshan, live telecast, He has been a commentator, live commentator, and also with the SVBC, that is the Sri Venkateshwara Bhakti channel. He has put the foundation for the starting of the SVBC, that is of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams. And also he is published many books for Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam also, like Andhra Mahabharatam, Andhra Mahabhagavatam, with commentaries, of many, you can see many celebrities who have commented all about of these books and all. So he is also authored Ramayanamlo Stri Patralu, that's the various women roles in Ramayanam, and also about Valmiki Sitayanam, Sangraha Valmiki Ramayanam. These are some of his authored books. So it's all like he has also got the accolades as a Pandita. So with all this background, we all are very blessed to have him as our speaker on Ramayana. I request Dr. Ananta Padmanabha Mahodaya to really carry forward the class and give his lecture for us as a blessing. Thank you very much, sir. You can take over the classes, sessions.
Thank you, madam. Vagadha vibasamprukto Vagadha pratipattaye Jagatah pitarau vande Parvati parameshwarau Valmiki girisambhuta Ramasagaragaamini Srimad Ramayani Ganga Punati Bhuvanatrayam Shlokasara Samakirnam Sarga Kallola Sankulam Kandagraha Mahaminam Vande Ramayanarnavam. Thanks for Lalita ji for introducing me. In fact, today is a very auspicious day. We are in the fag end of Kartika Masa, Kartika Amavasya and Polala Amavasya also. And we are entering into Margashirsha. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has said, Masanam Margashirshrosmi. And another important auspicious day is in Tiruchanur, Ammavari Brahmotsava. This is the third day. It started on 20th and today is the third day. And another important event which we had just now, we started with Anantanji's Prarthana. It was very emotional and we were deeply entering into a mood of oblivions. Then the journey of mine with Ramayana, I would like to narrate for a few seconds for the benefit of our scholars. It started way back in 1981 when I went to Delhi for an interview in UPSC. Dr. Ilapavalluru Panduranga Rao, he was the director there at the UPSC. He was a great scholar, both in Sanskrit, Hindi, English, and Telugu. And he was a very good communicator also. He has written several books also. He showed me one of his books, Woman in Valmiki. It was published by none other than Durgabai Deshmukh. She was running a magazine at that time. It was serialized. And then I was very much attracted with that book. And I requested Panduranga Raoji to admit me or to accept my translation. And he immediately agreed. And I translated it into Telugu as Ramayananlo Stri Patralu. That time, Sri P.V.R.K. Prasad Sahab was the executive officer at TTD. And I requested him to publish this book. And it was published with the coordination of TTD. Here in this book, Panduranga Rao Sahab has mentioned about several characters, only women characters, and particularly he has categorized them into different aspects. Janaki, Kaikeyi, Kausalya, Sumitra, Ahalya, Anasuya, Shabari, Swayamprabha, Tara, Mandodari, Trijata, and Shurpanakha. This was a very lucid Telugu, and I even now thank Panduranga Raoji for accepting my translation and the TTD for publishing it. And another book he has written was about Valmiki. This was a monograph on Valmiki, and it was in English. It was published by Central Sahitya Academy, and I translated it on the request of the Sahitya Academy by the name Valmiki. Here also, he has taken important characters of Valmiki Ramayana, and he has mentioned about different angles of Valmiki Ramayana. And it was also a very, very lucid English in which he has mentioned about how the characters have been depicted and different aspects. I will come into it a little later. Then coming to another book of mine, here in Hyderabad, there is one gentleman called Mr. Prasad. He has a publication, he is a big industrialist, and his ambition is to circulate 1 crore of books of Ramayana to the entire country. It is a free of cost. Sometimes it can be a gift in the marriages or in different places. He published Pullal Sri Ramachandrudu's big work of Ramayana with Tika and Tatparya. And he told me, why don't you write a small book on Valmiki Ramayana, Sangraha Valmiki Ramayana? We will be publishing it. And at his request, I have written Sangraha Valmiki Ramayana in the lucid prose. This is the book. And with his advice and the Metro NVS Reddy, this book has been published. It is for the benefit of the youngsters. My only idea is Ramayana, we scholars know, but the youngsters, they are not in the habit of reading Ramayana. So I thought it is better to accept them also as our own friends and give them the essence of Ramayana. And another important thing which I can say as my magnum opus is Antaranga Tarangam or Sitayanam. This consists of the woman characters and their inner feelings, how they feel and how they were in the habit of taking whatever has happened in their life as one of their important events. It started with very important titles also, saying that Kausalya, Supraja, Rama, mentioning about Kausalya. And it goes on with 22 characters, woman characters. I will mention in my this discourse few of the characters. Coming to my discourses on Ramayana, I have given at several places, and particularly I have to mention Justice Kodanda Ramayya. He was a High Court judge at Andhra Pradesh, combined Andhra Pradesh. He was an ardent devotee of Ramayana. He has published Pullal Sri Ramachandrudu's Ramayana with Tika Tatparya in about 7 volumes. And he presented me the books and advised me to recite Ramayana from Punarvasu to Punarvasu. It should be completed within 27 days. And then you do some puja, and then again, whenever you are free, you take it. I have completed twice that Punarvasu to Punarvasu while I was in Delhi. Another important event in my life is I was commentator at Bhadrachalam Sitarama Kalyanam for 30 years. It was a God-given gift. I was a commentator along with Jamalamada Madharama Sharma, Yelurupati Ananta Ramayya, Bethuval Ramabrahma, Zanjal Mahati Shankar, and so on. It was a great event in my life also. To mention, immediately after the Kalyanam is performed, it is normally in the month of April, and it is a very heavy, hot sun. But around 12:05, there will be drizzling. It is Pushpa Vrushti, I will call. Every year we experience it the same. We never expected any clouds or anything, but it rains. It is like a Pushpa Vrushti, and that is the Mahachyam of that Lord. Coming to the present discourses, a little earlier Dwapara Yuga has come. Nagaraja Rao Sahib has mentioned about Mahabharata, and now Treta Yuga is continuing. Instead of Dwapara following Treta, now we are going on the footsteps of Nagaraja Rao. My association with SVBC also, we have done several programs on Ramayana, and persons like Malladi, Chandrasekhar Shastri, and several other people, they gave their commentaries and their discourses on SVBC. I was the founder member of SVBC way back in 2007. Then I conclude my journey with Ramayana, and I will go into the subject. The traditional values depicted in Ramayana are by Valmiki. Before we go into the details of Ramayana, let us have a look at Valmiki. Who is he? It will be a pleasant surprise to know about the previous history of sage Valmiki, who composed Ramayana. The history of Valmiki Charita is written in a lucid style by the Emperor of Tanjore, Raghunatha Nayaka. He was a great poet as well as an emperor. He had, like Bhavana Vijayam of Sri Krishna Deva Raya, he had his own poets court. He called as Indira Mandiram. He patronized several poets also. So this King Raghunatha Nayaka, he belonged to 1600 and he ruled up to 1631. The Tanjore kingdom was under the rule of Achyuta Deva Raya. He was the cousin of Sri Krishna Deva Raya. Similarly, the Madura kingdom was under the rule of Sri Krishna Deva Raya. Raghunatha Nayaka was a great devotee of Sri Ram. All his works were dedicated to the Lord Ramachandra. Besides composing Ramayana, he has narrated the history of Valmiki. Valmiki was earlier a tribal gentleman, and it has become an epic. It is for the first time that a poet's life has been narrated in the epic form, and the story goes on like this. Here, we have to just see how Valmiki, a poet and the composer of Ramayana, he is also a part and parcel of the Ramayana story. He was one of the characters. When Rama went to the forest, he visited the Valmiki hermitage also. Similarly, in Mahabharata also, Vyasa was one of the characters. He was there, omnipresent, from the beginning to the end. He was responsible for the birth of Dhritarashtra and Panduraja, and he was occasionally meeting Pandavas whenever they were in need, and he advised them at several points of time, and he composed Mahabharata. In fact, we will be surprised to know how Harivamsa has been depicted by him. He has completed all the Parvas of Mahabharata, and then he looked back. His original idea was to compose the story of Sri Krishna. But after the end of the day, he could not find any reference of Sri Krishna in detail. So he composed Harivamsa also. That is a part and parcel of Mahabharata. It is an annexure, almost we can say. And that has also been translated by Erra Prakada in Telugu. That's why he has been included in that trio poets, Kavitrayo. Then about the Valmiki's birth and his lifestyle. At one of the days, Saptarshis, after completing their pilgrimage, they reached a small tribal village on the banks of river Tamasa. Tamasa is very famous in our Ramayana. There, a dacoit obstructed them and punished them to extract money from them. That was a turning point in his life. They questioned him whether the sins conducted by him will be shared by his wife and children. This is a very indomitable question. They asked him directly, see, you are doing all these dacoities, and whether your wife will share with you the sins done by you. He was also astonished. He asserted that she will definitely share it. Then they advised him to inquire from her whether she is also responsible to accept his sins. He thought that the sages wanted to escape because he knew that this is a trick played by them. They promised him that they will not move an inch. And he went home to find out from his wife about the question posed by the sages. Then she astonishingly said that it is the responsibility of the husband to procure households, and it is her responsibility to cook them and serve. She has nothing to do with the sins. It was a turning point in his life. This normally happens in the life of several sages also. Similarly, it happened in the life of Valmiki. He came to the conclusion that the wife and husband are like two wooden logs flowing in a stream and separated after a while. Within few minutes, he returned back to Saptarshis. They were kind enough. They gave him 2 syllables. We all know Mara, 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 Mara. They just reversed the words, Mara, 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 and then becomes Rama. The tribal man with the greatest devotion, started repeating the words and was deeply involved in tapasya. He became a rishi. His family members persuaded him to return back home. He did not listen to them. The penance continued for a long time. As usual, Lord Indra was perturbed and sent Rambha and Urvasi to distract the penance. They could not succeed. On the return, the Saptarshis found him meditating. He came out of Valmika. Valmika is a small and prostrated before them. Since he came out of Valmika, they christened him as Valmiki. The later story we are aware of. And another important thing which we have to remember is, in Chittoor district of Andhra Pradesh, there is a village called Vailpadu, and recently it has been renamed as Valmikipuram. The reason being, a temple Pattabhiramalayam is existing there, and it is about 100 kilometers from Tirupati. The name of the Lord is Veerapratapa Rama. There is a statue of Ram. It seems sage Valmiki did penance on Saptashringi Hill for a long time. Shatashringi Parvata. Lord Rama appeared before him and blessed him. After a few days, the idols of Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, and Bharata, Shatrughna, and Hanumanta were found at a nearby place. It appears that the monkey lord Jambavan built this temple there, and it has become Valmiki Kshetra. That is why it is known as Valmikipuram. Sri Krishna Deva Raya developed these temples during his regime. The saint poet Annamacharya composed 27 songs in praise of this old god Rama. Poetess Vengamamba, Tarigonda Vengamanga, most of us might have heard about her. She was a great tapaswini. She composed several kirtanas also, and her Venkatachala Mahacham is very famous. It contains the story of Venkateshwara and his marriage with Padmanabha, and it is a great epic by itself. She is a devoted lady. She conducted Rama Pattabhisheka at Valmikipuram with great devotion. The speciality of this temple is that all the entrance gates of the temple are on the north side. Unlike the other places, Sita Devi is on the right side of Rama. The tradition goes that instead of performing the annual Brahmotsavas during the star Punarvasu, they are held at the time of Aslesha, birth star of Sita Devi. So giving importance to Sita Devi. And this is Lakshmana, Shatrughna also, they belong to Aslesha. Rama does not wear any arrows on his hand. His index finger is pointed to recollect his oath of one word, one arrow. Rama Banam is one arrow and one word. And we'll trace the origin of Ramayana, how it started. Manishada Pratishthantam Agamasyaswati Sama Yat Krauncha Midunadekam Avadhi Kamamohitam. This was the word uttered by Valmiki impromptu. Watching the bird dying in the hands of an archer, Valmiki was perturbed. At this stage, Narada appeared before him, and Valmiki had several questions posed to him. Narada narrated the entire story of Rama. Later, Brahman appeared before Valmiki and advised him to compose Ramayana. Normally, when the poets compose an epic, normal habit of mentioning about the god coming in their sleep or advising them to write this book will happen. And in this case also it happened that Lord Brahman has advised him to compose this Ramayana. And in Telugu, we have several Ramayanas. Nirvachunotar Ramayanam by Tikkana is there. and Katta Varadaraja Ramayanam, Bhaskar Ramayanam, and Molla Ramayanam. Molla also has written in a lucid style Ramayana, and Acha Telugu Ramayana, Kuchumanchi Telugu Kavi, Timmakavi, he has written in Acha Telugu. And the great epic by Vishwanatha Satyanarayana, Ramayana Kalparuksham, which got Jnanapith Award. And he mentions, somebody asked him, why you are again writing Ramayana when there are so many Ramayanas in Telugu? Marala nidela Ramayanam bannacho manujundu ta tinna yannam betinuchunundu tana ruchi bratukulu tanabigana. Everyone has his own taste. We eat every day. Why should we eat every day? Similarly, I have my own interest and my own taste of Ramayana, and Vishwanatha composed this. The story of Ramayana is closely associated with Andhra Pradesh. Sita and Rama spent a good number of years in Dandakaranya. They stayed at Panchavati. Bhadrachalam is famous for the anecdotes of Sita and Rama. Government of India recently has prepared a Ramayana circuit rail tour. This has all been published widely in all the newspapers also, Ramayana circuit tour, connecting 18 places of India. And if we look at the places of Ramayana route, it starts with Ayodhya, Chitrakoot, Nasik, where Shorpanaka nose was cut by Lakshmana, Panchavati near Godavari River, Kishkinda in Maharashtra, Rishyamukha Parvata, Bhadrachalam, and Lepakshi. Lepakshi is nearer to Bangalore, and it is almost nearer to Anantapur, also about 100 kilometers. There, Lepakshi, Pakshi is Jatayu, and his funeral rites were performed by Rama. And then this rail circuit goes to Rameshwaram, Dhanushkoti, and Ramasetu. 10 years back, in the Supreme Court, an affidavit was filed regarding Ramasetu. When I mention about this Ayodhya case, I should mention about the gentleman I was mentioning about Kodanda Ramaya, who was High Court judge. He was a very ardent devotee of Ramayana, and he every year he has a Karabina Anadana Satram at Bhadrachalam, and he reads, and Anadanam is performed throughout the year, and particularly on the day of Rama Kalyanam, it is for thousands of people there. His son, Mr. Narasimham, he was a leading lawyer at the Supreme Court. He assisted Parasharan at the time of Ayodhya issue, and recently, about a year back, he has been appointed as the Supreme Court judge from the bar. And we will be happy to know that he will be retiring as Chief Justice of India within another 5 to 6 years. We had Subbarao, first person in Supreme Court, an Andhra gentleman, and then N.V. Ramana recently. And this gentleman, Mr. Narasimhan, who assisted Ayodhya Rama issue along with Parasharan, will be the Chief Justice of India in few years. Then Sri Rama traveled across the entire country during his 14 years of exile. Guha, who helped Rama to traverse the river Ganga, the story has been narrated in a very beautiful manner. And he was cleaning the feet of Rama. The story goes like this. He is afraid of his boat converting into a woman. Why I am touching upon Guha at the entrance of the discourse is, he was a peculiar character. Molla, as I mentioned, a woman writer composing the Ramayana in a lucid style, she said, "Oh Rama, you are entering into my Nava. Sudiguni Ramupadamulu Sokina Dhuli Vakinchi Raye Padaboka Kantai Yanata." I know when you touch the stone, it has become a halya. Ponnuga Itani Padarenu Vieda Vadinoda Soka Idi Maguno Yani Samshat Mudai Kadige Guhundu Rama Padakanja Yugamu Bayamu Pempunan. This is the story of Ahalya also we know. The first time Rama has showed his divinity, and the another place is Shabari, and Matangashramam is there. These things have been narrated in a very, very, very important manner when we come across the characters of Vishwamitra and the difference between Vishwamitra and Vasishtha. We will be happy to know how the two characters, parallel contrast characters, have been running throughout the entire Ramayana episode. Vishwamitra, in fact, wanted with him Ram for 10 days only. When he requested Dasharatha Maharaja, Dasharatha has refused to send him. But on the advice of Vasishtha, he was accepting to send Ram and Lakshmana also. But Vishwamitra wanted Rama with him just for 10 nights, which are over by the time the yajna is performed. He has already killed Subahu and Maricha was thrown into the sea. But the inmates of the Siddhashrama, the hermitage of Vishwamitra, suggest that the two princes should visit Mithila, where King Janaka is performing. The performance of a special yajna by Janaka Maharshi was suggested by the inmates of this hermitage. A competent life companion for his daughter he wanted, Janaka. A young man who seeks her hand should be able to handle the mysterious bow. He has a Shiva Dhanurbhanga, Shiva Dhanus, and that is to be broken. That belongs to Lord Shiva. This proposal extends the stay of two princes for another period, because he should be able to send back Rama and Lakshmana to Ayodhya on completion of the entire yajna, but he did not do so. This proposal extends to the stay, and what is interesting to note here is that the idea of taking the two princes to Mithila, it was initiated by inmates, not by Vishwamitra. And he just gave his nod, silent nod, to the welcome idea. What is more mysterious is that the princes possibly followed what the elders say, because they did not question, or they did not say, why should we do it, or whatever it is. Both the princes, Rama and Lakshmana, they followed the words of Vishwamitra. That is why when he mentioned about the divinity of Lord Rama in awakening the Lord Rama, when they entered the hermitage of Valmiki Ashram, was about to enter, then they were in a sleepy mood and he was awakening them in the early morning. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sancha Pravartate Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam Daivamangikam. This is the first sloka of Venkateswara Suprabhatam also. While Annangana Acharya composed this Venkateswara Suprabhatam, he took this as the first sloka because it is a very important occasion in the life of Rama. And Vishwamitra mentioned about Kausalya Supraja Rama. Oh, great son of Kausalya, you just awaken. What is this awakening? It is not awakening from his sleep. He wanted to mention Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam. What is his Kartavyam? He has to demolish all the demons along with Ravana. This is the main important reason of his incarnation, Ramavatara in Treta Yuga. Then, while they were moving towards Mithila, this is an exhilarating experience for them who do not aspire for it, because it is just take it as it comes. As it comes, they just wanted to take it. This tendency to welcome what is ordained by the divine will without any ambition or apprehension is what Valmiki often refers to Yadricha. Yadricha, as it happens, because normally in our life also, it happens. We are not in the habit of taking everything into our lifestyle. It happens and we will be part of it. The conviction that all that happens for the best as long as we are on the right path, doing the right thing at the right time, in the right way. Here, these three sentences and three couplets of words are to be noted. One is the right path, the right thing, and the right time. These are the three important things which we have to take care of. Though initially requisitioned for 10 nights by Vishwamitra, Rama spent full 24 days with the sage, a number representing 24 syllables of Gayatri Mantra. You please note down if you have pen and paper. This is 24 days he has spent, Rama and Lakshmana, they have spent with Valmiki. And 24 is very important for Gayatri Mantra. Incidentally, it was Vishwamitra who visualized this mantra. Gayatri Mantra Srishtikarta is Valmiki. Here at this stage, I request our scholars to note down one book published by Veda Samskruti Samiti Parishad. It is a reference book. You please note down the address I will tell. It is a very, very, very interesting book. It is in Telugu, of course. Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Vande Valmiki Kokilam. It is published by Vijayawada Publishing House, Veda Samskruti Samiti Parishad. They have mentioned about the entire Valmiki Charitra, and it was published way back in 83. And Shodhana printers, they have published this. In this, there is a reference of Ramayana, and then whether Rama is a Veda Avatara Rupa is Ramayana, and Sitarama Kalyanam, Hanuman, Lakshman, and all these things they have mentioned. This is a very important book. Another book which I refer to you, all of you is one Mr. Appazodu Venkata Subbaiah. He has written a very, very, very interesting book called Ramayana Patralu, Jivana Chitralu. Ramayana Patralu, Jivana Chitralu. This is also a very interesting book. He was a principal of one of the colleges of Andhra Pradesh. He was a Telugu lecturer and a very well-read scholar. He has published this book somewhere in 1984. It contains different aspects of the life of different people of Ramayana, characters of Ramayana. And another important book which we should definitely read is by Maula Ali. Though he is a Muslim gentleman, he was also a lecturer in one of the government colleges. He has written a book called Ramayana Patralu. All these books I have read with great reverence, and I used the books for my notes also. Coming to the story of Sita Kalyanam, the marriage happened on the 24th day. The day when Rama started from Ayodhya, it was the first day. And when they reached Mithila and the entire marriage was happening, it was the 24th day. Vishwamitra leaves for his hill station in the north, Uttara Parvatam, in the early hours of the following day. So the next day, since he has completed all his requisitioned entire episode, then he moves and he doesn't want to stay with the Vishwamitra. When we mention about the characters of different styles, Vishwamitra and Vasishtha, I will give the description of the contrast between them. When Rama was given the title of every great humanity, and everyone praised him, that Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma and all these things, he simply said, instead, he claimed himself as an ordinary man. Atmanam Anusham Manye Ramam Dasharathatmajam. When we compare him with Vigrahavan Dharma, it is true to learn about Rama's importance also. Because everywhere, at each and every moment, Rama in the Dandaka forest seems to have been carefully precast by a divine hand to promote the peace in the land of penance, because it is a tapobhumi, where he has moved, by freeing it from the atrocities of Rakshasas. because Dandakaranya was inhabited by several Rakshasas, and the main purpose of Rama entering Dandakaranya is to demolish the entire clan of Rakshasas. After the Viratha incident, Rama meets the saints and sages of the land, hears their woeful tales with patience, and assures them that normalcy will be restored in the area. He assured them that normalcy will be restored. As a prince of Ayodhya, it is his duty to perform all this protection of these sages. Then there are two more characters, divine personalities whom he met. One is Sharabhanga Maharshi and another is Sutikshna. Why I'm jumping at this story is, it is a very big, long story and every one of us know it. So we go to the incidents where Rama's character has been highlighted. That is why I am mentioning about it. So contrary to the claim of Rama, Vishwamitra told Dasharatha, because Rama's character is portrayed like this. When he was unwilling to send Rama, Vishwamitra says, Una Shodasa Varsho. Dasharatha was requesting Vishwamitra, Una Shodasa Varsho, me Ramo Rajiva Lochanaha. Is less than 16 years. My son, younger son, na yuddha yogyatamasya pashyami saharakshasai. I can't send him to the forest, particularly to demolish the demons. Then this gentleman, Vishwamitra, says, Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satyaparakramam. These are the words uttered by none other than Vishwamitra, who is the Gayatri Mantra Srashta. Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satyaparakramam vasishtopi mahateja. Because there Vasishtha was also sitting. He was the counselor of Ayodhya kingdoms, and he was there throughout the Ikshvaku kingdom, and he was there with Dilipa, and he was there advising each one of the kings of Raghuvamsha. Vasishtopi mahateja yeche me tapasasthitaha. Then he questions Dasharatha, why you are not accepting my request? Yadite dharmalabhancha yashasascha paramam bhuvi sthitamichasi rajendra ramam me datumarhasi. I requested you to send Rama because I know the strength of Rama. So you please send Rama, and finally he accepted it. Then coming to the episodes of Rama's character, the characterization of Rama, and particularly in the Dandakaranya, he met several sages. His intention is to meet every one of them and take their advice. And he has surveyed the entire area for 10 years to know about the presence of all these sages. Then he proceeds to Agastya. This is also another important thing, who advised him to settle down for the time being in a place called Panchavati. That was the advice given by Agastya Maharshi. Agastya is famous for his traversy with the Himalayan, from the area of Kashi. He went to the southern side, and Vindhya Parvata has bowed before him, and then it helped the entire people to get Vindhya's importance getting down. And then Rama was staying in that Panchavati, which was located on the bank of the river Godavari. By this time, Rama has already cleared the whole region north of the Vindhyas of the aggressive attacks by petty demons. They were small demons. Now it is the time to face the real crisis. The great sage Agastya foresees this and fortifies Rama with a divine bow, originally designed by Vishnu, by Vishwakarma. This is meant for Vishnu, and it was done by Vishwakarma. And an invincible arrow called Brahmadatta. he also presents him with a sword and asks him to use all these weapons to drive away the Rakshasas. These arrows and these astras were given by Agastya. And the Janasthana is very famous for all these demons, and they rehabilitate the hermitages of the sages. Another significant advice Agastya gives to Rama is to do whatever is needed to please Sita. This is the word which we have to remember. Agastya advised him, whatever Sita says, you just take it for granted and do whatever she needs. And who has followed him to the forest, discarding all the pleasures. Why he told like this? Because Sita has discarded all her pleasures of a royal palace. He also assures Rama, the commissioned promoter of peace, that he will surely succeed in his mission. Because Rama's mission in this avatar is to demolish the demons. So the life in Panchavati starts with a pleasant weather of the golden season, Hemanta. Hemanta is a very, very beautiful season, which according to Lakshmana is the dearest to Rama. Here, Jatayu comes into the scene. Jatayu, the age-old friend of the Ikshvakus, he was a very good friend of Dasharatha also, joins the Trinity, offering his protection to Sita in the absence of the two princes. The two princes, Rama and Lakshmana, were there. They were protecting Sita. The small but soul-elevating Parnamashala, built by Lakshmana, facing the placid flow of the Godavari, reminds the three inhabitants of their past pleasure in Ayodhya. Then they were leading the ascetic life, and the duties of a ruler were, it was to protect the inmates of that area also. Then the day starts with a dip in Godavari, how they spent their life in Panchavati, followed by fascinating conversation, initiated and concluded by the reverberating words of Rama. Rama was always mentioning about his father and all her Kausalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra, and he was mentioning about Bharata also all the time, and he was worried about how Bharata is handling over the entire Ayodhya ruling kingdom. When they were crossing the river, Sita made a prayer. Her prayers were Sitanjali. It is, we can say, with her hands with flowers and water, she made a prayer to Ganges. To use the words of Valmiki, to the sacred river, she just mentioned, asking for her blessings for the successful completion of the stipulated period of forest life. They were supposed to live in the forest for 14 years. The forest life is anticipated, and it poses many challenges to the Trinity, because they are now Sita, Rama, and Lakshmana, and Sita never loses her balance. This is the important thing which we have to remember. Even the most adverse circumstances, he never lost his compose. The first encounter was with Viradha. This is a very important thing which we have to think over, because here this Viradha Rakshasa, he grabbed Sita and ran away. When he's attacked by the two princes, he drops Sita down and lifts the two princes. This is another very humiliating thing. And he took the princess on his shoulders and starts running away. At this critical juncture, Sita is not worried about herself. She requests the demon to leave the princess and take her instead. She was very bold enough to say that. It requires immense courage and confidence for a young woman to say, take me and leave the two princes. I bow to you, the great Rakshasa. She requested the Viradha to leave them. The patience and presence of mind displayed by Janaki in this first episode in Dandaka forest prepare her for a more challenging task again. So this is the way how Ramayana characters have been depicted. And when we think of the characterization of Ramayana and the different parts of Ramayana episodes, we see how the brotherhood have been depicted by Valmiki. Here we have pairs of brothers. One is Ramayana brothers, Ram and Lakshman. To quote an example of Lakshman, Lakshman was following Rama, and when Sugriva has shown the ornaments of Sita, which were thrown by Sita when she was abducted by Ravana, and everybody was not able to recognize these ornaments. So it was shown to Lakshmana. Everybody was in tears because they know that Sita has been abducted by none other than Ravana. Then Lakshmana politely told, dear brother, I do not know about the other ornaments worn by Sita Devi. Nahan janami keyure, nahan janami kundale, nupuretva bhijanami, nityam padabhivandanat. These are the words uttered by Lakshmana when he saw the ornaments. He said, O Lord Rama, I do not know about the Keyura and I don't know about the Kundala, but every day I salute Mother Sita Devi and I do the Padabhivandanam. So I know the Nupura. This is the characterization of Lord Ram and Lakshman also. Then when Sumitra was advising Lakshmana to follow Rama, she did not agree or she did not object. She said, you have taken a path. I do agree. But you take my advice like this. Ramam dasharadam vidhi, mam vidhi janakatmajam, ayodhya matavim vidhi, gachatata yatha sukam. This is the motherly advice she gives. O Lakshman, you are following Rama. You just think of Rama, he is none other than Dasharatha. Ramam vidhi, vidhi. Sita, when she is Sita, she is like Ma. And Ayodhya and the entire forest is like Ayodhya. And you go according to your wishes. She blesses Lakshmana and he follows. This is the type of characterization of the brotherhood. And when Lakshmana was unconscious, Rama fell. I can never expect to get a brother like this. This was the word which I can get a wife anywhere, but not a person like my brother like Lakshmana. And then the other pair of brothers were Bharata and Shatrughna. They were born to two different people, but they were following, Bharata was following Rama and Lakshman was following Rama and Shatrughna was following Bharata. This pair is an important characterization by the Ramayana episode itself. And then come to Ram and Bharat. This is another example of brotherhood. Though he was eligible to get the kingdom, Rama did not accept because Kaikeyi wanted him to go to the forest. Then Bharata, he did not accept the offer given by his mother and he went to the forest to request Ram. But Ram did not accept. We know the story about it. And he took the Padukas of Rama and he was there giving the rulings of that entire kingdom with the presence of these Padukas. And there are other two brothers in the episode of Valmiki Ramayana. They are Vali and Sugriva. These are the contrasting brotherhood characters. Because when we see Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana and Sugriva, this is a different characterization. But whereas in this case of Vali and Sugriva, we will be astonished to know that each one of them was after the kingdom. But they had a very good brotherhood during their early life and each one of them respected them. But in the case of Dundubi, something unfortunate has happened, and Sugriva thought that Vali has already died. He has been killed by Dundubi. He came to the kingdom and he was ruling. But immediately Vali came back and he has dethroned Sugriva and has taken even Ruma, and he has been put to the other ashram. He was hiding along with Hanuman and other 2-3 friends, his Sumantras. This Vali Sugriva episode tells us that the episode is given for a test. Here, both of them are brothers. Both of them love each other at the beginning of their life. But when it comes to the question of taking over the kingdom, Sugriva has taken a pledge with Rama, saying that I will help you whenever it is needed and to get back Sita. In getting back the Sita also, we have to remember the words of Jatayu. When Ram and Lakshman approached Jatayu, he has he told the princess that she will come back. The Muhurta was Vinda Muhurta when Rama has abducted her. Vinda Muhurta, according to the Shastras, it is the time when a person loses something, he will get back whatever has happened. So Jatayu says, you will get back Sita, don't worry Rama, and I will be helping you in all these aspects. Then comes another brotherhood couple, this Ravana and Kumbhakarna. He was always sleeping, as we know, and he never objected whatever Ravana has done. And in the case of Vibhishana, it is different. He has the courage to explain his brother about the misdeeds of him and has impressed upon him that he should come back and give away with Sita and prostrate before Rama, and he can be left. But in the case of Kumbhakarna, it is different. He has followed his brother, whatever he has told, and Vibhishana left his brother and he joined Rama, and it is known as Vibhishana Sharanagati. So many people in the clan of Monkey Kingdom, so many people advised Rama that you don't take Vibhishana because he is coming from the opponent's side. And if we take him, he may be giving the clues of our entourage, and he may be destroying us. But he followed all the advices, but he finally took the advice of Hanuman. Hanuman says, don't worry, my lord. Though he is from the opponent side, he is a person who has come with a great reverence for you. And the advice given by Hanuman has been accepted by the king Rama also. And finally he said, whoever comes to me, even if Ravana comes to me and approaches me for Sharanagati, I will give him my Sharanagati. That was the greatness of the Lord Rama. And we have two more brothers, Jatayu and Sampati. These two are the birds, and both of them, for the brotherhood, they are very, very, very well-known brotherhood. And we know the story of Sampati and Jatayu, and both of them helped in the episode. Jatayu was there, who was obstructing the movement of Ravana, and finally he has been thrown down. Sampati also gave the advice to the Vanara kings when they were approaching to find out Sita. He helped them. And then another brotherhood is Maricha and Subahu. These are the demon people, and who were with Ravana also. The story goes like this, as all of us know. When the Vishwamitra Yaga Samrakshana was being done, Rama has taken his arrow and it has thrown Subahu dead. And whereas Maricha, in the case of Maricha, if he has been killed, the story might have ended, but he was thrown into the sea. He later went on to his hermitage he became a sannyasi, and he was doing all his penance and all these things. When Ravana approached Maricha to help him in getting Sita, he advised him not to do this. But when he came back second time, he could not say no to him, because this fellow is a very dangerous fellow. So I may not be able to withstand the onslaught of this gentleman. So he finally said, instead of being killed by you, I will be happy to know and to be killed by Maricha, by Rama. So finally he died in the hands of Rama only. But he was the first ventriloquist. We know the people who do Dhvanyanukaranam. He finally, when he was about to die, he took the decision of creating some confusion in the minds of Sita and Lakshmana. So he cried like, "Ha Sita, ha Lakshmana," and it was in the voice of Rama. This is another important thing which we have to note down, because this is the turning point of the story of the entire episode of Ramayana. Then the another two brothers are Janaka Maharaja and Kushadhwaja. Janaka is a very silent person. He was always in the habit of doing penance. He got Sita Devi while plowing for the yajna, and he was able to contain the entire kingdom of Mithila. There was a lot of drought, and his helping hand was a person none other than Shatananda. Who is he? He is the son of Ahalya. So when Rama came to Mithila, he gave him a very big welcome, saying that, "Oh Lord Rama, I am happy that you have given new life to my mother." And he was able to convince the entire kingdom of Mithila that Rama is none other than an incarnation. And when we compare to Mahabharata brothers, when Purana Pandit was asked a question whether the brotherhood in Ramayana is great or Mahabharata is great. In Mahabharata, all the brothers, Dharmaraja, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, all the four, compared to Dharmaja, they are very bold and courageous. But in the case of Rama, Rama was a powerful man, and he was a characterization of this avatara, and the brotherhood of Rama is great when compared to Bharata brothers. Then the question of marriage with Sita, when we go to the episode of the entire Ramayana, Sita Kalyana was mentioned in that Balakanda. The importance of marriage of Sita is Shiva Dhanurbhanga. It was an age-old Dhanu in the hands of Janaka Maharaja. And when Rama approached the Shivadhanus, Vishwamitra did not say much. He just mentioned, "You look at that bow." He just went there, and the bow was broken. He obeyed the orders of Vishwamitra. That is to be noted. He did not pose himself as a warrior. Janaka sent invitation to Dasharatha to attend the marriage. Here we have to see the practice of those days. The queens never attended the marriage, but Dasharatha Maharaja, with all his Sumantra and others, he came to the Mithila Nagara, and the marriage was performed. At the same time, the marriage of Urmila and others were also done, the daughters of Kushadhwaja. And Janaka sent invitation, and all these people came. The queens did not attend. That is the tradition of that time. The behavior of Parshurama also here, when the princes were moving with Sita Devi to Ayodhya back, Parshurama enters. Someone questioned me when I was answering these Dharma Sandehas, why the need of two avatars at a particular time? Because the other avatars in Dashavatara, each one of them has its own identity and at a particular time. But in the case of Parshurama and Rama, Both of them happened at the same time. And why Parshurama has not killed Ravana? This was the question posed by one person while I was answering a answer question session in Dharma Sandeha Hall. It is because the main intention of Rama's incarnation is to demolish this Ravana and Kumbhakarna. And the behavior of Parshurama is a very different thing. He was holding that Vishnu Dhanusu. So Parshurama came and criticized Rama, ridiculed the breaking of old Shiva Dhanus. He threatened to fight with him. Rama was subdued in his emotions. He did not say any word. He said, I don't want to talk in front of my father. This is the traditional value of our Hindu culture. We should accept it and we should follow it. And we should teach our youngsters also to behave like that. Each one of us has a traditional values. These are the Hindu traditional values. So Rama told Parshurama also, I did not talk more because of my father is beside me. That is our tradition. Dasharatha was very much terrified. He said, Mama sarva vinashaya sampraptastvam mahamune nachaikasmin hate rame sarve jivamahe vayam. What is the essence? If Rama dies, entire world dies and I will die. So Parshurama, you leave Rama because he is very younger one. Anyhow, coming to the conclusion, when the characterization of different characters of Ramayana, we see each one of them in a different manner. That is why I have also taken into consideration about mentioning some of the incidents and episodes and not mentioning the entire story in a formal way, because all of you are scholars and you are well-read persons also, and you have been exposed to these Hindu traditional values for a long time during this course of thing. I appreciate and thank Babu Garu and the Veda Vijnana Parishad for conducting this in a very, very big manner. Last time also I was associated with this and I gave out the very good feedback. I request Babu Garu to conduct the question answer session.
Namaskaram Andi. Dhanyawadalu. Now let us have some question answer session. For those who want to ask questions, please raise hands. I have unmuted all of you. Yeah, Gopala Krishna Garu.
Namaskaram Andi.
Namaskar.
You mentioned about two characters, Sarabhanga Maharshi and Sutishna.
Yeah.
So I think we just touched upon it. Can you give more details about their importance and the significance?
Yeah. Sarabhanga Maharshi, he was very much in the characterization of particularly the incarnation of Rama. He was waiting for Rama to come and bless him to go back to the heaven. He was just waiting. He did a lot of penance, but he could not succeed in getting the heavenly abode. And even when Indra came, he said, I will wait for Rama's arrival and then only I can go back. In the question of Sutikshna also, he mentioned about several aspects of Rama's incarnation, and he dwelt upon the way how they have to conduct themselves in the forest and how to develop these things. At this point of time, when Rama assured all the sages that he will protect them, Sita very, very, very politely mentioned, Rama, why do you bother about these things? When you come for the forest on a particular aspect of your journey, why should you mention about their assurances? And why should you give them assurance saying that I will protect all of you? It is not your duty. Is it your duty to perform all these things? But Rama accepted her advice also and said, that is my duty as king of Ayodhya. Ayodhya is though ruled by Bharata at this point of time. I am protecting the area of Dandakaranya on behalf of Bharata. So these Sharabhanga Maharshi and Sutikshna Maharshi, these are the two. He visited several sages, the ashramas of several sages, hermitages. Here a mention has been made also that all the hermitages were visited by Rama, but the sage Vishwamitra comes to him to meet. He is also a great sage, but he did not wait to Rama to come back to his house or hermitage. So this is the difference between Sutikshna and Sharabhanga Maharshi. They gave him the advice.
Thanks, Andy. Dhanyavadalu.
Thanks.
Very much.
Okay. Now, Chakrapani garu.
నమస్కారం మహోదయ.
Namaskar.
సార్ మీ స్పీచ్ చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ గా ఉంది సార్. అసలు we have forgotten the surroundings by hearing your speech.
Thank you, sir.
Very lucky enough to be for your class, sir. I got a small doubt, sir.
Sir.
సీతాదేవిని రాముడు రమణాసు తీసుకెళ్ళేటప్పుడు కొన్ని ఆర్నమెంట్స్ వదిలిపెడుతూ పోయిందని రామాయణంలో ఎన్నో చూశాను. అది నిజమేనా
సార్? ఇప్పుడు ఆమె అన్ని ఆభరణాలు ఆమె దగ్గర ఉండేవి మూట కట్టి ఆమె దగ్గర ఉండేటువంటి చీర చెరుగును చించి సుగ్రీవుడి ఆశ్రమం దగ్గర మనుషులు కనపడుతూ ఉంటే దాని మీద పడేసింది మతంగా ఆశ్రమం దగ్గర. అంతేగాని దారి పొడుగునా పారేస్తూ పోలేదు. అక్కడ ఎక్కడైతే మనుషులు కనిపించారో ఆ మనుషులు కనిపించిన దగ్గర ఈ వానరులు సుగ్రీవుడు, హనుమంతుడు, మిగిలిన ఆయన దగ్గర ఉండే మంత్రులు వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఆమెకి ఎందుకో ఆలోచన వచ్చిందో ఆ వెంటనే అది తీసి అక్కడ వేసింది. అది మొత్తం రామాయణ కథనే మార్చివేసింది, రామాయణ కథా గమనాన్ని. అది కూడా లేకపోతే అసలు ఆమె ఎటు వెళ్ళిందో వీళ్ళకి తెలియకుండా ఉండేది. అది కూడా ఆమె సుగ్రీవుడు మతంగాశ్రమం దగ్గర ఉన్నప్పుడు ఆయన అక్కడ వేయటం కూడా అది వాళ్ళు దాచిపెట్టడం. మళ్ళీ ఇందాక నేను చెప్పాను కదా, నాహం జానామి కేయూరి అని ఆ లక్ష్మణుడు చెప్పినట్టుగా అది కూడా ఎంత గొప్ప విషయమో చూడండి. అంటే వదిన గారిని ఎంత గౌరవ భావంతో చూడాలి అనే ఒక దృక్పథాన్ని మనం మన పిల్లల్లో మనం కలిగించేదానికి అవి చాలా గొప్పది.
అవును సార్. సార్ అయితే ఇంకో చిన్న డౌట్ సార్.
అయ్యో,
మీరు అరణ్యవాసానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అన్ని వదిలిపెట్టి నారచీర కట్టుకొని పోవాలని చెప్పి అన్నారు. అంటే నగలన్నీ ఇక్కడ వదిలిపెట్టి వెళ్ళింది కదా, ఆవిడ నగలు ఎట్లా కట్టి మూట వేసేసింది అక్కడ?
రైట్, మంచి ప్రశ్న. నేను ఈ సమాధానం ధర్మ సందేహాల్లో చాలా మందికి చెప్పాను. ఇక్కడ వశిష్ఠుడు వస్తాడు ముందుకు. వశిష్ఠుడు కైకను తిడతాడు, దుర్మార్గురాలా, నువ్వు సీతను పంపిస్తూ ఉన్నావు, ఆ సీతను అరణ్యాలకు పంపిస్తూ ఉన్నావు కాబట్టి ఇది ధర్మ విరుద్ధమైనటువంటిది, అయినా నేను దీన్ని శాసిస్తున్నాను, ఆమెకు అన్ని ఆభరణాలతో కూడా పంపించమని చెప్పి వశిష్ఠుడు చెప్పాడు. అందువల్ల సీతాదేవి ఆ ఆభరణాలతో వెళ్ళింది. ఆమె ఆభరణాలు వల్కల చీర కట్టుకున్నది. వల్కల చీర కట్టుకున్నది నిజమే. ఆ కట్టుకున్న సందర్భంలో కూడా రాముడు ఆమెకు ఆ చీర చుడుతూ ఉంటే వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా చూసి చాలా దుఃఖపడతారు. వశిష్ఠుడు కూడా ఆ సందర్భంలో దుఃఖపడతాడు. కానీ వెంటనే కోపం తెచ్చుకొని కైకేయిని నిందిస్తాడు, నువ్వు చేసినటువంటిది మహా దుష్టమైనటువంటి కార్యక్రమం. ఈ విషయంలో ఒకవేళ రాముడు వెళ్ళిపోయినా కూడా సీతాదేవి ఈ రాజ్యాన్ని పరిపాలిస్తుంది అని గట్టిగా శాసించాడు. మళ్ళీ సీతాదేవి వెళ్తానన్నప్పుడు ఆమెకు ఆభరణాలు అవి కూడా ఇచ్చి పంపించేటట్టుగా వీళ్ళు ఒప్పుకుంటారు. అది వశిష్ఠుడి ఆజ్ఞ. ఆమె దగ్గర ఆభరణాలు ఉన్నాయి.
Sir, can you briefly explain this in English? There are a lot of people.
Please. Then, sir. Because he asked me.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. It is not true that Sita went along with when she was abducted. She doesn't have any ornaments. At the time of her leaving for the forest, the sage Vasishtha, who was the counselor of the entire Ikshvaku kingdom, he was very much angry with Kaikeyi for asking Sita Devi also to follow. When she accepted and she was going, Vasishtha said, you are sending Rama, but now I order that Sita will rule the country, because she is the person who is next to Rama and she is eligible to rule the country. And this will be the order of my, as a sage of Ikshvaku kingdom. Then finally, when they agreed, but both of them should go along with Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, Vasishtha said, she will wear all the ornaments. And even Dasharatha also, he agreed that she should wear whatever the royal kingdom will be wearing, and the ornaments also. That is why when she saw some people sitting around in that Matangashrama area, immediately she dropped all these ornaments tied in her sari. She has torn the sari and they were dropped at the place of Sugriva, and they have been kept very precisely and preservedly. And when the Ram and Lakshman came, they have been shown to them, and the shloka of Nahanjanami Kevuri was at that time only. He mentioned that I know only the ankles because I bow down before her every morning.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for explaining. Then now we'll have Gupta Garu. You can unmute. Gupta ji, please unmute.
Namaskar, Mahoday.
Namaskar.
According to which stricture of Vedas we can justify the action of Rama sending Sita to, sending Sita to out of Ayodhya just on the word of one washerman who is one of the many people he is ruling? If that is the case, then no kingdom or no organization can be done. Always there will be 1 or 2 persons who will be having a doubt.
Sir, it is a very lengthy argument, sir. It has been, it has not been described in any Veda or whatever it is. Rama was a Vigraha, Rama Vigrahavan Dharma. Even if one person is not accepting his decision, he thought he should leave away Sita, though it may not be correct in the argument point of view. But there is an incident which I read. He was conducting his court and he wanted Lakshmana to go out and see whether somebody is waiting there to represent. Now we have Janta Darbar. People will go and give letters to CM about their representations. Similarly, he asked Lakshmana to go out of the court and see whether somebody is waiting there to give a representation. Lakshman came back saying that, oh brother, no one is waiting there to give a representation. All of them are happy because it's Rama Rajya and no one is deprived of their whatever is derived and they are eligible. Then he again says, you just go out and see. Then he saw one dog waiting there. Then he questioned the dog, why you are waiting? The dog said, I want to give a representation to King Rama. Then he questioned the dog, and the dog in human voice said, oh my lord, I can't enter the court because I am a dog and I should not go and spoil the importance of that court, because ఇంట్లోకి కుక్క వస్తే మంచిది కాదు అని అపశకనం అంటారు. So then he listened to him and Rama came out and asked what happened. Then the dog said, oh my lord, I was waiting at the crossroads and one gentleman came and he hit me with a stick. What happened? Then he called for that gentleman, Bhikshuka, who was on the side of the road, and said, what happened? Then this gentleman said, oh Rama, I was throughout the day waiting for alms and nobody gave me alms. I was very much angry and hungry. So when I was crossing the road, this dog barked. So I hit it. So it is out of complete innocence I did it. Then it seems Rama said, for this sin of doing beating a dog without any punishment or without any sin, you will be having another birth and we will be in the endowments department. Dharmadikari of a particular temple. Then he was also very much astonished. What happens? All the people in Dharmadikari position of a temple, they will be eating something, they will be taking bribes, and you will be again creating some sin. This is a story in the Ramayana. It is not a very big story. It is an episode in the other parts of Ramayana. Please.
Okay. Let's have Chakravarti.
Sir, Namaste Mahoday.
Namaste.
Recently, when we went to Kodantaramayam at Ultimate, at the entry of the temple, there is a transcript that Andhra Valmiki Vavikolanu Subbarao Garu that elevated the temple and translated Ramayana to Telugu. Whether that book is available anywhere?
Sir, I know the person, sir. Though I didn't meet him, there is a place called Angala Kuduru. You just note down.
Okay.
It is nearer to Guntur.
Okay, okay.
There is an ashram called Vasudasa Ashram. Vavilukala Subbarao is known as Vasudasu.
Okay, okay.
And that gentleman who is now a saintly person, he is the person who is there at Valmiki Ashram, Vasudasa Ashram, and he will be able to guide you, sir. He has written the book in Telugu, but I am doubtful whether it has been translated into English.
Telugu only, Telugu transcript only.
Yeah, the Telugu transcript. He has published all the works of Vasudasa.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Angala Kuduru, sir.
Sir, okay, thank you.
If you want his number, I can give you his number.
Grateful.
Yeah,
Thank
1 minute. Because I met him recently. He invited me to deliver a lecture. I gave a lecture in his presence. Angala Kuduru Swami. His son's name is Lakshmi Narayana.
Okay.
He holds all the books.
Okay.
He is in Hyderabad only.
Okay.
944
Sir.
0
Okay.
66
Okay.
7360.
Okay, sir.
And
Thanks.
the Swamiji's number also, it is nearer to Tenali.
Sir.
Angala Kudur Swami, he is known as.
Sir.
7036
Okay.
55
Okay.
8799.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Please. Please.
Grateful.
Okay. Any other questions anybody want to ask? If not, then thank you, sir, for the question answer session and the complete webinar today. And tomorrow again we'll meet at the same time.
Thank you, sir.
So now we will have a Prarthana and Janaganamana. I request Anantanji to do Prarthana, please.
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिषाः ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अदनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
ధన్యవాదములండి అనంతన్ గారు. Now let's have జనగణమన.
Yes, sir.
All of you stand up.
శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. సార్ అనంత పద్మనాభరావు గారు, మీ యొక్క లెక్చర్ వినడం అనేది మా జన్మల భాగ్యం సార్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. జనగణమన అధినాయక జయ హే భారత భాగ్య విధాత, పంజాబ సింధు గుజరాట మరాఠా ద్రావిడ ఉత్కళ వంగా వింధ్య హిమాచల యమునా గంగా ఉచ్చల జలధి తరంగా తవ శుభ నామే జాగే तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद.
జై హింద్.
ధన్యవాదాలు సార్.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.